After the fiery but controversial final issue of Rite of Spring released, fans are already theorizing about the future beneath the trees where nobody sees, whether that be returning characters, new killers, but they all might be leading up to one event: the friendly serial killer in hiding, Samantha Strong, finally facing justice. Hey all, I'm Florentino and this is Comics Conspiracy. And if you haven't noticed, Rite of Spring 6 released, the sequel to the hit series Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. And it's certainly an ending. It's not bad, it just didn't end the way fans thought it would. Some felt it was rushed, others thought it was too over the top and made Sam look like a supervillain. But one particular gripe was Monica's fate. Let me catch you up. Rite of Spring follows Samantha Strong 8 years later, when another killer, Nigel, inspired by Samantha's obsession, terrorized Woodbrook. Her identity remains secret, and she's still living her life as the serial killer in plain sight in the quiet town. But Monica, the sister of Sam's victim from the first issue, has come to town looking for answers about his disappearance. And Sam is helping her. That's right, for a good chunk of the series, we see the strange dynamic play out. The determined but obsessive Monica searching for answers, pushing moral boundaries, and Sam, the one who created the question, is helping her along the way. So the series asks the reader, does she enjoy toying with her, or does she legitimately want to give Monica closure? Which ties back to the controversial ending because we don't definitively get an answer, mostly because of the rapid pace of the finale, but it's a question the third arc might answer. Because all the way back in October, The Hollywood Reporter reported that the series is coming back for a third volume, as well as a tabletop game, a card game, merchandising, and a potential film TV series. And while the third series hasn't been revealed yet, and probably won't be revealed until later in the year, we could speculate Rite of Spring was created with a third entry in mind. And looking back, it was littered with subtle clues building up to the climax, and maybe even beyond that, going so far as setting up future characters, potential fans of Samantha, and ultimately that Sam's luck may be running out in the third and perhaps final entry in the series. So this might be... Let's do a quick recap in the ending. Monica finds out Sam's the true killer behind it all. She gets away before Sam could stop her, and she is weirdly fine with it. The next morning, the police come to her shop to arrest her, but Sam's always one step ahead, either by strategy or by sheer luck. She decimates the deputies and kidnaps Monica. Turns out, she's been preparing for this moment for 8 years. She laid out explosives around Woodbrook, engulfing the town in flames. So, with the police dead and the town tied up with fire and evacuations, she's left alone with Monica. A woman she's been toying with since the beginning, as someone who's held the answer behind her brother's disappearance all along, and doesn't do much. There's a brief exchange. Sam says she hasn't had a connection with anyone like Monica, toys with her some more, and leaves. No torture, no ritualistic kills, nothing. And she's left to burn alive in the shop. Kinda feels off, given how much time we spent with Monica. Samantha mentioned a forming obsession with her hunt for the truth all the way back in issue 2, but we never really explore what that means. Granted, a big point of Monica's arc is that she would do whatever it takes to find her brother. And she did. She infiltrated family's home, put her father in a coma, ran over another guy. She knew his brother was dead from the start, but that wasn't enough for her. Sam says herself, this is the cost of knowing. And some people are speculating she might not be dead, that this might not be Monica, or she simply lived. I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna say she's not returning for the sequel. Not alive, at least. But there is someone else who might. Someone even closer to Sam. Someone who's been a part of the series since the beginning, but hasn't had a part to play yet. Someone who may be on a quest for answers from Samantha in the next series. Lewis. The son of Charlie Burrow, who is one of Nigel's victims and Sam's former employee, has not been having a good time. Since Charlie died, his sisters moved away for college, and his mother's been addicted to anxiety medication and barely getting by in work. Now, on top of all of that, Chip, a friend, was killed by Sam during the shootout with the police. So, once again, his life's been turned upside down, inadvertently and then deliberately by Sam. Someone he genuinely trusted. Someone who was like another guardian figure in his life. But it was all a lie. Which makes him wonder what else she lied about. Why she did it. Did she ever even care? And did she kill his dad and frame Nigel instead? Lewis demands answers, but has to escape before he can get any. So, Lewis has the motive to find the truth and bring Sam to justice. And we get a better idea how through Sam's narration. Because throughout the series, her narration is written on journal paper, in past tense, implying it's from the future. So we can expect another time skip. The first arc was set in the late 80s, with the second being the 90s, so we can expect the third being set in the early 2000s, maybe even to the present day. Also, Sam writes the future was coming, knocking on the door of every sleeping town in the country. The big question was, what do you want it to do about it? Implying Lewis would do something about it, or maybe the Burrow family collectively, because the panel explicitly shows them, just as she narrated about facing the music, and showing us Monica's burning body. She faced the music by searching for the past, and paid the cost for it. So in the third volume, Lewis could look for Sam, echoing Monica's arc, to bring her to justice, or maybe make his own. We might see how past characters' lives have changed, like Birdie and his mother. Maybe we'd revisit Broadbrook, and see how the town's been scarred by Samantha's reign. And possibly her. I couldn't find her name, but she appeared in the third issue to give Monica insight into the town, disappeared, and then came back in a single panel in the finale. Sam writes, getting a look at what's coming at next, again implying we might see more of her in the third. She makes a comment about saying her dad says she should be a reporter, so maybe a Lois Lane X-Files type, helping Lewis? But where is Sam in all this? She did get away after all. Well, in the final page of Rite of Spring, we see where she's got away to. A gas station in the middle of nowhere, and the middle of nowhere is exactly what she's looking for, as she fills up and drives away. So, we have a potential setting for her in the next century. Sam isn't just a psychopath, she's a libertarian too. Living off the grid, away from society, hiding from the law. You know, libertarians. And she'd have to because she writes the world found out about what she did. Presumably, her life as a serial killer in plain sight. So, she'd need to live off the grid, as remote as possible to avoid capture. Her face, name, everything is out there. And with the emergence of the internet in the time skip, there'd be fewer places to hide. And with that difficulty, might be why the third entry could be the last. Because as much as we love the cat and mouse game of Sam getting away, it can't go on forever. Well, it can if you're Dexter. I think all things should seek a natural conclusion, and I think that's where the story's headed. So this might be how it ends. After a brief time skip, perhaps the mid-2000s to present day, a grown-up Nigel's on the hunt for an aging Sam. But that's increasingly difficult because of remoteness and cunningness. He'd maybe enlist the help of the reporter, maybe we'd see other recurring characters, and we'll see how their lives has changed during the time skip. Well, there's actually one other hanging factor. When the world found out about her, she never expected to have so many fans. Fans. Actual living people who support her. Maybe like other real-life killers who had quote-unquote justifiable motivations. But something that's so odd about Samantha's case is she kills to satisfy a hunger in her, to find a calm. Not exactly heroic or justifiable. And I don't think that's the angle they're going to take, because the world's not as innocent as it appears. All the way back in issue 1, when Monica is searching message boards and cold case websites to find clues about his brother, we see that Sam's not the only killer out there. We see bodies shot, stabbed, plastic wrapped, in rituals similar to Samantha, but different. So now we know there's more people like Samantha, setting the stage for people just as twisted as her, emulating and adoring her obsession. This will sound familiar to fans because it's what happened to Nigel in the first arc. Nigel was a distant, agitated, alone individual, but felt Sam was always different, like him. He soon uncovered her secret passion and took it for himself. So in the third volume, there may be a whole world of Nigels, all distanced and alone, but feeling inspired by Sam to take lives. Now, it's important to note, this series is not one for predicting. The shootout/bombing of Woodbrook, while subtly built up to, was still a shock to us all. And again with Monica's fate, we thought it would have ended one way, but it didn't. That's the core of the series. You never really know where it's going. Whether Sam wanted to help or hurt Monica, whether Sam really cared about Lewis or not. She says people are just people she knows, even closest friends. So it's a weird detail that Sam suggested not to let Lewis smoke. He's got enough things going on in his life. Almost like she's looking after him. You could say this is subverting expectations, leaving unanswered questions, or just disappointment. Let me know what you think in the comments. But right now, let's see where we're going. I think we can expect a time skip, and Samantha's fans playing an element, if at least a moment in the follow-up, since Rite of Spring specifically reserved its final line for it. Perhaps a cult of the Lamb, or maybe an army of Nigels inspired by Samantha's kills, and how that may pressure authorities to capture the woman responsible for sparking the movement. Maybe even another serial killer at play. Here's a bigger swing. Lewis could play a key pushing part in the follow-up. He has motivation now that he questions whether Sam was responsible for his father's murder, while also trying to avenge his family and his hometown. Lewis could become some federal official, investigator, citizen on the hunt for her. She might get help from the reporter/other Woodbrook characters, and we'll see how their lives are now. Lewis could echo Monica's arc, in wanting the truth, but maybe this will end differently in this possible ending. Because if there's one reoccurring comment from the community, it's that Samantha needs to be stopped. Sam is truly an evil, sick person who only cares about herself and her obsession. There's no gray area, no moral code. She kills anyone to satisfy her craving and remain hidden. Parents, friends, strangers. And while her identity was revealed and she's forced to flee, we both know that's not enough. She still has that bloodlust. And now that she's lost everything, she's got nothing to lose. So she needs to be stopped for the lives, the past, present, and future she's ruined. But BTT has never been about easy, predictable, happy endings, which is why it's hard to say for certain what's going to happen. We only see the pieces, but not how they're put together, whether any or all the pieces even matter. And while the new series hasn't been revealed yet, I do think it's leading to a conclusion. Meanwhile, all we can do is see the pieces, take a good guess, and try to enjoy it along the way. So this might be... Hey, don't forget to like, follow, comment, tell me what you thought, and